Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Eric Hansen, and I'm here to tell you how exactly to be a true hipster. Okay, so let's start with some preliminary matters first. And the first one I want to cover is this. You cannot ever admit that you are a hipster, okay? If somebody accuses you of being one or calls you something like that, change the subject. I don't care. Just don't admit that you're one. Now, the second important thing is that to be a good hipster, you need to be good with photos, photography, anything of the sort. Basically, if you can get a good iPhone selfie, you can be a great hipster, okay? You want to be good with Instagram filters, you want to be good with VSCO cam, you want to be good with black and white, because all these things are going to help improve your look, okay? What's the point of being cool if nobody sees you being cool? Okay, so with that out of the way, we need to get to the real meat of what it means to be a hipster, and that begins with your look. Now, that's not all there is to it, but this is pretty important. Now, girls, you're going to have to remember, the most important thing is your glasses. Glasses are hot. Beanie caps are really nice, layers, unusual prints, anything that looks like it came from the 90s is probably going to be solid. Guys, it's going to be a little bit different. Glasses are still encouraged, but not necessary. In this case, you want to look basically like you haven't showered in a couple weeks, but you're also ready for like a formal dinner thing later tonight. Bow ties are pretty important, and tattoos are really helpful. Now, this is also key, the thrift store. You don't have to get everything from a thrift store, you just need to make it look like you got everything from a thrift store. This includes furniture, by the way, but definitely your clothes. Now, in order to be a true hipster, everybody knows that Hyperlocal is the coolest way to go. And I feel that this picture probably describes APU, Hyperlocal Hipster, as seen in reality. Okay, so you've got your look down, you're hyperlocal. We need to get you into some truly hip music. Now, this isn't that difficult. All there is to it is you need to be into music that's super obscure. Nobody's ever heard of it, it's probably folk or electronica, and it's probably better if you've got it on vinyl. Now, there is an exception to this. Her name is Taylor Swift. I can't explain this one, but she is an exception. Bob Dylan's probably also on this list. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that stuff that was super popular was uncool, but now uncool is cool. I don't know, it's a dichotomy, but just trust me on that one. And finally, if you can own your stuff on a plastic record, you're definitely a true hipster. If you can make this statement about any band, you've probably got something going for you, and you're definitely going to impress your friends. Plus, vinyl looks great on the internet. Now, where are you going to live? This is an important question. This is a real thing. If you Google hipster, the first place that comes up is Portland, Oregon, and that's where I'm from, so I feel qualified to speak on the subject. Now, that's not the only cool place to live. There are a couple others. San Francisco, if you've ever been, is full of true hipsters. New York City is just about the same. Really what you're looking for here is any city that's got a great photo op and makes you look good on Instagram. Okay, now that you're there, you've settled in your new cool city, and I have to tell you right now, you probably shouldn't be driving a car. The hipper way to get around these days, public transit. You can show off to more people your cool look, your tattoos, whatever it is. Buses and trains, good for the earth and good for your image. However, if you absolutely must drive a car, you can drive one of these, a circa 1985 Volvo wagon. Plenty of space to get you and your hipster friends around because God knows they don't have cars, they're all riding the bus too. Okay, you can get around, but what are you going to eat? There's really one quintessential food or food type, and that is the food truck. If you can show up here and again get a good photo for Instagram, you're definitely going to be a true hipster. Now you don't have to go out to eat because food can be photographed anywhere. It can be photographed in your house too. So if you're going to do that, there's a couple key food groups. Food group 1, quinoa. Food group 2, kale. Again, make them pop, okay? They gotta look good. So we know what you're going to eat, but what are you going to drink? There's no question about it. Coffee. Not just any coffee, though. Artisan coffee. You got to know your barista's name. Maybe show up and flirt with them sometimes. And you got to make sure your coffee looks more like a science experiment than it does like a percolator. With one exception. Coffee cannot come from this place. It cannot come from Starbucks. They're going to mess your name up. They're going to make you look bad. They burn their beans. And God knows, Starbucks looks more like basic white girl than it does like true hipster. Okay, another beverage option, which I have to cover, is kombucha. If you don't know what this is, kombucha is, well, you take some mushrooms and some mold and all that kind of stuff, throw in some water, let it sit around, carbonate for a while, and bang, you have a beverage. And lastly, the most quintessential hipster thing that there is, truly is craft beer. If you're over 21, this is the way to impress all of your friends and let everyone know that you are a true hipster. Thank you.